This is lesson 2-3, solving multi-step equations, and it starts on page 102 of your workbook. In this lesson, we're going to add the distributive property as our very first step in our list of steps for solving these kinds of problems. This happens to be example number 1 on page 102. A math teacher recorded the distances he rode his bike last week. He challenged his class to find the number of miles he rode on Thursday. How far did he ride on Thursday? So we're going to look, and it says that he rode 4x plus 3, which happens to be the total number of miles he rode on Monday through Wednesday. And we know that that is the same as the total number of miles he rode on Thursday through Saturday. So that means that this amount is the same as this amount. All right, so on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it was 4x plus 3. And then on Thursday was x, Friday was x plus 7, and Saturday was x plus 7. Those two quantities, the red and the green, are the same. Of course, your book has to give us a bar diagram to show that, but that's fine. We have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me change that to a pen. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And something that's jumping out at me is there's actually two that are the same thing. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the same as Thursday and two of these x plus 7s. So now we have a multi-step equation where we're going to have to distribute. So let's go ahead and get started with that. 4x plus 3, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is the same as Wednesday and two of the same amounts. When we distribute, we're going to share this 2 onto the x and onto the 7. So let me just bring down, bring down, bring down, bring down. But now I have two x's. Two x's came from 2 times x, came from this one. And I have 2 7s. Well, 2 7s make 14. So our new first step is to distribute, but then you're going to get some mess. I clearly have to clean up because just look at the right-hand side. I've got some duplicate variables. I'm going to bring down, bring down, bring down, but I'm going to combine these. 1x and 2 x's make 3 x's and bring down the rest. Now this looks familiar. I'm going to pick on the little guy variable. I'm going to subtract 3 x's from each side because when I do that, 3 x's minus 3 x's disappears. This leaves me with an x and 3 on the left, and I have 14 on the right. My next step is to add or subtract. Remember, we're going to focus on the side that has the variable. I want to eliminate my constant, so if I take 3 minus 3, that's 0. But if I subtract 3 from one side, I have to subtract it from the other. Bring down, and bring down. I think that he might have ridden 11 miles on Thursday. But if I wanted to double check that and I wanted to be absolutely sure, I would go to Monday through Wednesday. Remember that was 4x plus 3? Well, if x is 11, it's really 4 times 11 plus 3. 44 plus 3 is 47 miles, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday was x. Friday was x plus 7. Saturday was x plus 7. This is 33. This is 14. Together, that is also 47. If those are equal, I have checked and I have the right answer. This is the try it at the bottom of page 102. All right, so our new number 1 step is we are going to distribute. We have 3 x's. 3 times x is 3x. It was subtraction. I'm going to keep it subtraction. And 3 5s. 3 5s is 15. Bring down, bring down, bring down, bring down. All right, I'm going to check to see if I have duplicate variables, and I absolutely do, but I want to be careful that I bring this subtraction sign along with my 5x's. So 3x's minus 5x's is negative 2x's. Bring down, bring down, bring down, and bring down. Now I have variables on both sides. I, of course, am going to pick on the little guy. I'm going to bring this up to 0. If I add 2x's to one side, I have to add 2x's to the other. This becomes 0, but again, I want you to be careful. When you bring this down, that subtraction sign becomes a negative. Bring down, and this is 8x's. Now we're going to add or subtract. You are going to look at the side that has the variable. You are going to add or subtract your constant to 0 that out. So I'm going to bring this up to 0 by adding 25. If I do it to one side, I also have to do it to the other. This is 10. And all that remains on the right-hand side is 8x's. Our last step is to isolate my variable. Right now it's multiplied by the number 8. So I'm going to divide by 8. And x will be 10 over 8. We can call that 5 over 4, or you could change it into a decimal if you would prefer. This is example number 2 on page 103. I feel like they did something like 2 steps in one that might be confusing to you, so I'm going to do my work over to the side and then we'll compare. So we're going to take negative 5 times x to start with. Negative 5 times x. It was a subtraction problem, so it stays a subtraction problem. And then negative 5 times 2 equals negative 25. So this is negative 5x's minus this is negative 10 equals negative 25. If you notice, they converted to addition, which is fine. They did keep, change, change, because there was an awful lot of negativity right there. They just didn't explain what they were doing. They missed a step, I felt. Okay, so now that we're here, we can go ahead and add and subtract. We don't have a variable on both sides. We don't have to clean up. And we've already distributed. So remember, I'm looking on the side that has the variable for the constant. That's what I'm going to add or subtract. I want 10 to be brought down to 0. So 10 minus 10 is 0. If I subtract 10 from one side, I must do it from the other. Bring down, and this is negative 35. Last step, I'm going to isolate my variable. The opposite of multiplying by negative 5 is dividing by negative 5. and 1x equals positive 7. So I want you to be really careful. When you have a lot of negativity, subtracting a negative number, you might want to do keep, change just to simplify things. This is example 2 again, but letter B this time. So I want you to pay attention to, you have a lot of subtraction signs here. So I, again, am going to do my own work. Not necessarily a fan of how they're going about it, but you're going to notice we're going to end up in the same spot. One thing I want you to remember is that there's an invisible number 1 in front of those parentheses. So I'm going to bring down the 3, and I'm going to think of this as a negative 1. Negative 1 times x. So I have 3 and a negative 1 times x minus negative 1 times 3 equals 25. So 3 plus negative 1x. But here, look at all of that going on. Can we do keep, change? We kept everything in front. We're going to change subtract, and we're going to change to a positive 3 equals 25. So one more time. We kept all of this. We changed to addition, and we changed negative 3 to positive 3. Now it looks like we better clean up. Oh, let me stop for a second. We're in the same spot at this point. Okay, so let's clean up. 3 plus 3 is going to give me 6 minus 1x on one side, 25 on the other. You're going to look for the side that has the variable and get rid of the coefficient. I would like 6 to become 0, so I have to subtract 6 from both sides. 6 minus 6 is 0, but be cautious when you bring this down. That subtraction doubles as a negative. 25 minus 6 is 19. The opposite of multiplying by negative 1 is dividing by negative 1. And x will be 19 divided by negative 1, or negative 19. Those subtraction signs and negative signs, they get tricky, so don't get upset. We're just going to work through them slowly. All right, example 3 brings on the fractions. We are on page 103, and let's do this. So we're going to distribute 1/4 times x, 1/4 times x, and 1/4 times 3 equals 1/2 times x and 1/2 times 2. All right, so I'm agreeing with their work so far. 1/4 times x can be written x over 4. 1/4 of 3 can be written as 3/4. 1/2 times x can be written x over 2. And 1/2 times 2 is 1. So we're good so far. All right, here we go. We have variables on both sides. I am going to subtract the x over 4 from both sides. That's really negative 1/4 x if you want to be particular. If you want the 1 there, that makes you happy, go for it. That's 0. Bring down. 1/2 of an x minus 1/4 of an x is 1/4 of an x, and I had a 1. We're going to look on the side that has the variable, and I am looking for the constant to eliminate. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. 3/4 minus 1 is negative 1/4 on one side, and then I happen to have 1/4 x's on the other. In order to isolate my variable, I have to disconnect it. The opposite of multiplying by 1/4 is dividing by 1/4. I'm left with an x on the left. Negative 1/4 divided by 1/4 is negative 1. All right, fractions are tricky. They absolutely are. Do not get frustrated with that. We will work through them slowly. This is the try it on the bottom of page 103. All right, so I see fractions, I see subtraction. We've got this. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Whoops, no we don't, because I used the wrong marker. Let's do it this way. All right, here we go. I'm going to take negative 1/3, or negative 3 times negative 7. It was subtraction. It's going to stay subtraction. Negative 3 times x. 1/2 times x. And 1/2 times 2. All right, let's see what we have. This is positive 21 minus, that's negative 3x. This is 1/2 an x, and this is 1. I see this, and I think, ooh, that's a mess. Let's keep. Change subtract to add. Change negative 3 to positive 3. And then just copy the rest of this. I have variables on both sides, so I'm going to pick on the little guy. I want this to become 0. So I'm going to subtract 1/2 an x from both sides. When I do that, I have 21 and 2.5 x's, an equal sign, and a 1. We are going to add or subtract, but remember you're going to look over here for the constant. I'm going to bring 21 down to 0. Bring down, bring down. All right. The opposite of multiplying by 2.5 is dividing by 2.5. Both sides. And I believe x equals negative 20 divided by positive 2.5 will give me negative 8. Woo, that is a lot going on in one problem. This is your key concept on page 104. And I'm going to let you go ahead and look at their work, but I'm going to remind you of our steps because we added one today. If you see parentheses, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to distribute. In all likelihood, you're going to have to clean up after that. Look for duplicate variables on either the left or the right. Then, it's possible that you have variables on both sides. If that's the case, you're going to pick on the little guy. After that, you're going to have a two-step equation. So you're going to add or subtract the constant. And finally, you will multiply or divide to isolate your variable. This might take a little bit of practice for us, so we're not going to rush. Don't feel frustrated. We'll keep working at it until it becomes easier for you.